In number 17, it says a line segment has a midpoint of 3, -5, and an endpoint of 5, 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to find the other endpoint of this segment. The midpoint formula says you take the average of your x's, so x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and the average of your y's, y1 plus y2, of course divided by 2, and that's going to be equal to your midpoint. So if we go ahead and set this up here, this first endpoint right here, we would say that this could be like x1, y1, and this is like our midpoint here, midpoint x and our midpoint y. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the x. With the x, we've got that x1, so that's 5, plus x2, which we don't know, divided by 2, is going to equal the x value of the midpoint, which is 3. So now what we want to do is get rid of this divide by 2, so we're going to multiply both sides by 2. These will cancel. So then I have 5 plus x2 equals 6. So now we want to subtract 5 from both sides. So x2 is going to equal 1. Now you do it again. You're going to do it with the y. So I know y1 is 1 plus, I don't know what y2 is, divided by 2 equals the midpoint value of y, so -5. So again, instead of dividing by 2, I want to multiply both sides by 2 to get these 2's to cancel. Then I have 1 plus y2 is equal to -10. So we'll subtract 1 from both sides, and y2 will be -11. So that other endpoint is going to be at 1, -11. On number 18, we're partitioning a segment starting at A, ending at C. So we need to say A is x1, y1, and C is x2, y2. And we're partitioning at 2 to 3. So that means 2 parts out of a total of 5, because 2 plus 3 is 5. Times, we're going to do x2, which is 0, minus x1, which is 5, but then we want to add it back to x1, so plus 5. So let's clean this up here. That's going to be 2/5 times -5, because 0 minus 5 is -5, plus 5. This 5 will cancel with this, but leaving me with a -1. So now I have 2 times -1, which is -2, plus 5, which is 3. We'll do it again for the y. So 2 sections out of a total of 5 sections, that's the 2 to 3 ratio, times the y2, which is 9, minus that y1, which is -1. Then we're going to add it back to that y1. So in this case, we're going to subtract 1. So let's clean this up. So that's going to be 2/5 times 9 minus -1 is a total of positive 10, minus 1. So 5 goes in itself once, but it goes into 10 twice. So now I have 2 times 2, which is 4, minus 1, which is 3. So my final answer would be 3, 3 for this point B. On number 19, we're supposed to graph the circle. So 2 things you need to know for graphing a circle: the center and the radius. Again, think inside opposite for the center. So +2, +3. And the radius, remember this is r squared, so we want to take the square root of that number to find the radius. So square root of 1 is 1. So we plot the point 2, 3, and now we go up 1, to the right 1, down 1, to the left 1 for that radius. And there it is. Now we do the same thing with number 20, except we got to get it into that standard form first. So we're going to group the x's, x squared plus, let's try that again. We'll do it down here. X squared minus 8x with a little bit of space, plus y squared plus 2y with a little bit of space, equals, remember we want to subtract that 13 off, so minus 13 to get it over here. So take this b, divide it by 2 and square it. So -8 divided by 2 is -4 times -4 is 16. Add that to both sides. And then here, take 2 divided by 2, which is 1. 1 times 1 is 1, so we're going to add 1 to both sides. So what this gives me is x minus 4 squared plus y plus 1 squared is equal to, that's going to give me 3 plus 1, which is 4. So now the center inside opposite will be 4, -1. And then the radius is going to be the square root of this number because this is r squared, so square root of 4 is 2. So we plot the point 4, -1. Then we're going to go up 2, down 2, to the right 2, to the left 2, and then we're just going to connect these dots and we're done.